Boris says, hello, in one interview you mentioned that there is some kind of grid around the world that when one dies deletes all the memory from the human being and then the soul is ready to reincarnate again. In one other interview you said that in order to exit the cycle of birth and death, we just have to intend to go back to the source when we die. Wouldn't that grid interfere and make us forget where we want to go? Best regards, Boris.
Thanks, Boris. You've probably misunderstood what I've said. It is not the grid that makes you forget. The grid is the trap. It's the prison. When a person attempts to either go back to their star family or back to the creator source, they pass into the grid, and just like a fly hits an electric fence or an electric net, it gets a zap. But that zap is not designed to remove your memory. That's designed to capture you. You're taken to, I can only use the word, a holding station. There was one person who had a memory of this place. Phenomenal to have a memory. And she called it the freeze box. That's her own word for it. And this is where your memory is wiped. And then you return to Earth. Now, in most cases, this is a permanent removal of that last lifetime's memory. But occasionally the system doesn't work properly, or the individual is so spiritual or so strong or so bloody minded that it's only a partial wipe. So it's not the mesh, it's not the net that gives you the amnesia. It is what my friend called the freeze box. It is the holding station, and that returns you. Now, we know that aliens who are quite advanced can pass through the net. We know that people on this planet, humans who have spent many years seeking enlightenment, have the capability to pass through it. And there are people who don't spend years seeking enlightenment and just have it, the skill, and they'll pass through it. And what I've said is that for those of us who don't have that automatic get out of jail free card, the best thing you can do is say to yourself every night, I want to go home, I want to go to source, or I want to go to star family. Because you see, when the day comes or the night comes when your physical body dies, and most people die in their sleep, you will wake up, using the word loosely here, you'll wake up in the morning and you will not know you're dead. You won't know you're dead. It'll be another morning, but what will happen is you won't be able to move your arms and legs. And that's when you think, oh, am I dead? But there's no fear, there's no panic, because you're removed from the 3D stroke 4D drama. So that's gone. And then here's where the trickery comes in now, probably a holograph, something like that. You know, somebody comes and stands by the bedside to collect you. So I made a joke with one of my clients the other day, and I said, if you were a stamp collector, you love stamps and you spent all your life collecting stamps. There was a guy called Stanley Gibbons who created a stamp album, and a very famous Stanley Gibbons stamp album. And you know, he might come and collect you, or if you're a very devout Catholic, it might be, you know, the Virgin Mary herself, X, Y, and Z. So you know, these people are very busy because, you know, there are lots and lots of people dying at the same moment over the planet, and then maybe that Jesus is very popular, and that Jesus would have to be everywhere at once. So I don't believe this is true at all. I think these are holographic images designed to play upon your own wishes. And then they take you and they say, come to the light, and you go to the light, you're zapped, brought back again. You may or may not remember anything. And people say, well, you know, should I go to the light? You know, conflicting rules here or evidence. And I say, what does Hollywood tell you to do? Time and time again, in film after film, Hollywood portrays this tunnel of light, and you know, you go towards the light. And so if that's what Hollywood's telling you to do, don't do it. Okay, don't do what Hollywood tells you to do. So I hope that helps. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Noch eine kurze Erklärung von mir. Der Simon sagt an einer Stelle, dass man sich abends vor dem Einschlafen sagen soll, dass man zur Sternenfamilie möchte oder dergleichen. Dabei handelt es sich um Autosuggestion. Das ist ein Verfahren, das jeder gerne selber lernen kann und durchführen kann. Und zwar basiert es darauf, dass man kurz vor dem Einschlafen in einen veränderten Bewusstseinszustand überwechselt, wo man Zugriff hat aufs Unterbewusstsein oder Zugriff erlangen kann. Eine weitere Methode natürlich, um etwas zu erfahren über andere Leben oder auch den Zwischenzustand, das ist die Hypnose.